Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Just doing a little update on the firewood yard here then. So we're getting lots of nice logs in. Some of them are a bit big for our machine, so we're putting them here, cooking them up. And I've got Amy here splitting them down with the splitter, which also runs on the tractor, which runs off both the Posh and that now. So I could sell those logs straight out to somebody else, but you basically tend to lose on the oversize, or you don't make anything. You come in, you know, you pay the transport, someone will buy them in a bulk load, and I think it's probably worthwhile cooking them up. I can always sell them cookie, double my money on it, or if I get someone to break them down, we do then triple up the money. We're short on the logs. We've had a good cutting season, but they're starting to move now, so we just got to keep producing our logs. Other stuff that's going on, we've got our Posh saw running here. It's doing a really good job, and he's really got to grips with it, and it's really making it fly through. It's generally, you know, I'd say the only problem I say with it is sometimes the splitting of the logs. The splitter kind of rises up and we get slightly large logs coming through. It is a good saw. Generally, it's a bit big, I'd have to say, for the capacity that it's got, and I probably wish that I'd gone for a 375 circular saw. But we're definitely enjoying the circular saw over the chainsaw, which is on the Binderberger there. It just seems to last a bit longer, cuts quicker, doesn't produce much waste, so all in all I think it's pretty good. But let's just see where Andy has got on it. Yeah, some of these are getting a little bit chunky, but you know, I think it's just slightly the nature of that saw, and it rises up, it can lose itself a little bit on that splitter bit there. Still got to do a bit of work on the sawdust bit there. Sucking, we've got to sort of seal that and get a little sort of flap on top. So pulling out from under there on the extractor fan and pushing it into this box here. But we could definitely do with some kind of way of letting the waste air go out and capture the sawdust. At the moment, the sawdust is just going off. We've also got our little japper back in the yard there. It's just going to do all the thin stuff that seems to have sort of accumulated on all these loads that we get in. They always slip a few of these through, so we've got a nice lot there to do. I'll just show you what's happening in the shed. So this is happening here. It's a fair pile, but I know it's going to roar through pretty quickly. This is some oak that we've got here. We've got 3 bins on drying, so I'll just show you what's happening down there. that's good about the rubber duck is the fact that it whizzes back and forth across the yard really quick, as you can see, and so it can load that bench quite fast. If we're using the track digger, that's just a little bit slower. So I actually prefer the rubber duck, but I think I've got used to operating telehandler, and sort of it's similar, whereas with the tracked one you're having to use the feet controls. It's just slightly not quite the same. I don't know, I just fit better with that rubber duck. After just saying how well this Bosch is working, we've actually just done the belts and had to put 5 new belts on here, which is a real fuck of a job. You've got to take off all the covers and then try and slip through these belts here. You've got to get 5 of them through a tiny little hole, which then goes through a right angle. They've actually just finished doing it. I don't know if anybody knows what the technique is to put these fresh belts on, but it's not much fun. At the moment I'm running on a tractor PTO, which I don't think is the right way to run it, because you can't emergency stop it, and the blade does get trapped quite a bit in wood, especially if there's a knot. I've got a power point over there. I'm going to have to get a sort of 30-metre cable run. I've been kind of been a bit of a tight arse because it's about £1,000, well, not £1,000, but it's about £600 for a 30-metre cable, and I'll probably need another one. So yeah, it'll probably be, you know, sort of 10-metre section or something. So it'll probably be £750 just to get the power here. So I was kind of avoiding that. Also with our dryer here, that sets up a lot, and I haven't got that much power here because the motor on this takes 64 amps. But I did have a sparky in yesterday, and I'm just running the fans now and not all the rest of the motors on this dryer. So that's not drawing very much. I think he said it was drawing 5 or 6 amps, so nothing really. And we've got about 70 amps coming up. So, yeah, I'm going to try and flip this to electric and see if that has a better effect. But if anybody's got any bright ideas how to change belts through here, I'll just show you what it is. It'd be much appreciated. Anyway, the other thing is, at some stage I'm going to have to get more power up here because the Stone Boys want a stone cropper, which is going to take another 30 amps. So it's all draw up here, basically. Something I have changed around down the bottom here is we used to have IBCs in there, and then we'd have a hook lift bin, and I'm just trying to dry directly into the hook lift bin because I think it's a lot easier. It's a bit of a pain up the arse having to load IBCs, then unload them, whereas with a bin I can just get the bucket, scoop and load into the bin. But I'll show you how we've just plugged it into the back of the heat exchanger in there. So that pipe is absolutely rock solid in there, pushing that air through that bin. Yeah, it's we'll see what kind of a job it does. We've obviously got sort of a good set of drying up here, I think. We've got the old biomass boiler just around the corner there. We've got that one, and we've got our Wood Tech dryer up the top, which I've converted to drying logs. So I feel at the moment we can keep up. Where's the bottleneck? Probably a little bit cutting, maybe deliveries if things get a little bit crazy, but yeah, we'll just keep an eye on things. Okay guys, the final thing that we've got is this shipping container dome. It's 40 foot long by 40 foot wide, and cripes, it's got to be 30 foot high there or something. In the middle at least. It's almost like you feel like you could put a stage up here. We got it from Euros, and then got 2 old shipping containers which are waterproof, and stuck it down, slapped a little bit of material down under it, and it's pretty sturdy. We had a good wind come through the other day. There's a bunch of ropes on there, and it's taped, strapped down a little bit, and then there's a bar that goes along there, and there's ratchet straps on that. Where it fixes onto the container, it's welded on and then bolted in. You build up these tubes in sections, and it seems to hopefully do all right. We're going to store all our bags in here, stack them up. When we're doing a big bagging run, we can probably fit 100 bags down here, I'd hope, and then get back on cutting again. So we can switch in and out of the different productions that we need to do, basically. So yeah, cheap way of getting storage, quick and easy, and it's all movable, so it can be taken down and relocated to a different site with not too much work. I wouldn't want to do it, but it can be done. You've got these bars, and then you've got wire cross supports, and as soon as those wires are in, the whole structure became very firm. So yeah. Okay guys, so we got the new telehandler here. Well, new for us, old really, but we got that fixed up. We put it on this grab, and I bought this a long time ago, and it's always stressed out our 4 tons of machines, and it shows. I just showed you that name, that plate there, and you can see the weight of the thing is 1.3 tons, 2.2 cubic capacity. So when it's full, probably, you know, you're probably getting about 4 or 5 tons in there. So, well, maybe 4, I'd say, with the silage. So yeah, it's a fair old weight. It knows the 4-ton machines know that it's got it on, and actually it seems to sit quite well on that. So that's really exciting, really good. The other thing we've got is a big bucket for it, a big Albert bucket, which is a 6 cube bucket. So that will sit nicely when we're loading up the wood chip. Previously, that really big bucket bust the boss on the back of the arm on our 4-ton machine. So the lads had to cut that out. Taddy and Barry had to cut that out and put a new one on. So yeah, that was. It's nice to have that machine there. Suddenly, it fits all these things which we've just been overstressing the small machines on. There should be a button on the side, Effie. Do that one. Oh yeah. So I'm just going to load up a nice full bucket here, wood chip, in the 6 cube bucket. That's good. Not saying too much trying to stress. Push down on the front there. Otherwise, that's pretty good. There she is, guys. I think looking pretty good with that bucket on. Capacity and weight. Yeah, I'm really going to look forward to loading a lorry with this and just see how she fares on that. I reckon we'll load these lorries pretty fast, but yeah, it'll be good fun to see basically how much quicker 6 cube bucket is than a sort of 3.5 cube with this girl. So yeah, looking forward to that. Got a couple of lorries going out next week, so we'll see how we are. Okay guys, I'm just up here on the top. Effie's pushing up with the telehandler there. It certainly got some power, and that extra bit on the boom really means you can push high with this machine. It's funny, when you're looking at it down there, it doesn't look that big, but when you're sat in it, you're an extra ½ metre higher. It certainly feels the part. It really does. Anyways, having another push now, so I better keep my eyes out. Something else I picked up was this old trailer which we went through at Cheffins, and I just thought we always seem to need trailers for bits of wood and chucking stuff in and what have you. So this is it. It needs a bit of TLC. You can see great big pool of hydraulic oil there. And we were saying, Dan and I were just speaking, it's got a hell of a chassis on it, and we kind of reckon actually the top bit of the body might be different from the trailer, and it's been welded on and something. There's quite a few sort of weld points. There's one just right there where there's that different colour of yellow. Looking around it, it looks like there's lots of been welded along that where the red and the yellow meet. So ever so funny, but Dan will see what he can do. He's gonna have to take off the hydraulic piston there, one side, get new seals in there, and just do a bit of TLC welding on it. And we might even put some higher sides on to make it a bit of a sort of silage body. Not that we're silaging, but just for collecting all the wood, chip and things like that really. So that's the theory. Yeah, it's coming out the top there, isn't it? Where is it? Oh, it's coming out here, isn't it? Yeah. It hasn't actually been used for a fair length of time in there because there's nothing sort of in there, so it's probably been sort of, I think it's been sat somewhere for a bit, hasn't it? And they just said surplus to requirements, so yeah. It has got some, hasn't it? Yeah. And what, there's just ball bearings around here, is there?
Yeah, it's just ball bearings around.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's
so yeah, I'll put that one up and have a look.
Right. So when that trailer came back, the hub seals were quite hot on it, and so I just asked Dan to take the caps off, and he said one, there was no grease at all, but he's packed the others. So that's something. As I said, it's a fair old trailer originally because it's the drawbar sprung and the axles are sprung. So yeah, I'm sure it must have been used for something else, and someone slapped the body on it from another trailer. But anyway, as I said, it will do a job. And yeah, hope you enjoyed that content. If you did, please like and subscribe. It just enables me to do more stuff. And yeah, we'll see you on the next vid.